Of all weeks to be sick, man. All weeks.
Stop. I know.
You missed a hell of a show, man. Like OTT Vendetta, which took place at Tivoli Theatre last Saturday. Again, it's always delivered, but like it's particularly interesting this show because there's a lot of leeway gone to being the elite. So at least, you know, there's a lot announced. So like the big show is obviously being the elite, but still the anticipation of it you enjoy as well. And it's like,
you know what? I'm just gonna like turn my ears off for this next part, so I don't have to.
No, to be honest
relive.
with you, I owe you one because you were nice enough to give me your ticket.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so I owe you big time for that. I'm serious.
Yeah, I had a ticket anyway.
I know, but you gave us a ringside ticket.
Yeah,
I was originally was going to get GA because I couldn't afford it, or didn't get the ringside in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I owe you big time for that. So.
Yeah.
But we'll move on. We'll get into it anyway. So the first match was originally supposed to be the Fabulous Nikki against El Ligero, but LJ Cleary, who you might have heard of from the OTT Contenders, came out on making his Tivoli debut with chants to "He's Keno Carroll's father," which was very funny because Keane was right in front of me, and as soon as I went, he's your dad, like, and naturally LJ took it very badly. Before suggesting that it's about time that he's at the Tivoli and he wants to prove that he's not just a contender, and he challenged Nikki and Ligero, making the match a three-way dance, which is a triple threat elimination match, so I can beat them both quickly. What happened? Double super kick, gone. Cleary's gone, eliminated by a double super kick. So. Leaving just a match as originally scheduled between Nikki and El Ligero. Very good opening match. It was Nikki who beat El Ligero by hitting a super kick on a springboard. He went for a springboard attack, I think it was. Like he springs the rope, and then when he turned around, super kick over. And naturally, Nikki, it's not a Nikki match unless he shares a kiss with his opponents. Foxy wasn't so much involved in this match, believe it or not. Like a lot of you expect sometimes.
Yeah, but he got involved later on, so I think kind of made up for it.
That's true. The very next match, in fact, between the session map Martina against Manchester's Lana Austin for the OTT Women's Title, and he got very involved in the match after reluctantly searching both ladies for foreign objects, if you like, to chance to do your job, Foxy, which was very funny. And you're right, like, because I remember Butch was telling me when we previewed the show of how both ladies like to manipulate with the referee, and just like the match started, let's search each other, and like here's Martina flashing away like that, and here's okay, check me leg, yeah. So, and then Foxy got involved in the wrestling as well. Like there was like with Martina, and I think he got he did international with Martina while Lana was referee or something like that. So it was very funny, very good match. A lot of funny moments with Martina, cracking Lana and Foxy's fingers using her woman's area. You know, the whole Marty's girl impersonation. But it was very sharp wrestling as well. It was actually a very class match. Like, you know, in my opinion, that's actually Martina's best match as champion in her 2 reigns. In my opinion,
did she take a lot of bumps?
A fair amount, not too many. Okay. It was more rolls than bumps.
No, because I saw she put a tweet on the day of it.
Okay.
And she was saying that she thinks she was carrying a small injury in with her to the show.
I was talking to her after the show. She didn't mention it like that, so I didn't bring it up to her, to be fair, like so. But no, Mr. Direxo made a return as well, when Martina retained the title by hitting her Sesh Breaker, which is her version of the Code Breaker, before submitting Lana with a Mr. Direxo insisted crossface. So she had it in her hand. I think she put another one on and put the crossface on her face, and it naturally taps out immediately. Straight after the match then, William J. Humperdinck came out saying that he's sick of having Martina as OTT champion, and announced that Martina will defend her OTT women's title at Being the Elite against Kaylee Ray. That's going to be a class match.
It's going to be a great match.
Yeah. So she said, oh, well, you know, me and Kay are mates, but, you know, she'll fight and still be champion, like, you know. So and it was very interesting because, like, it was a good few appearances that William J. made. He made one after this next match between Bobby George Jr. and Adam Maxted. Tony Idol is probably could be the most over man in OTT in general, because his intros are a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
Like the detail he went into this one. I think he like, I think how did he weigh in this time? I think this time he weighs in like 90 kilos, 3 pints, and half of his cousin's Halloween chocolate. Just stuff like that is just so funny, like, you know. But it was a very good, but surprising agility. Like, you know, we look at so much of the gimmick of Bobby George Jr. He's showed a few moves. We're thinking, wow, we didn't know he could do that. He did like one of those spinning hurricanranas, like on Mexican. Jeez, where'd that come from? Like, you know. But it was a good match. In the end, it was Max Ted who beats George following a springboard sling blade. Actually, that was very impressive. So it was a good win for Max Ted. After the match, William J once again came out announcing that due to George Jr.'s recent losing streak, saying that, like, you know, even though he doesn't like him, he's slightly good for business, if you like. Saying that he must win at being the Elites to stay in OTT. And he announced that his opponents will be the returning Paul Tracy, which is a very interesting match. So
Yeah.
if you does this match having a chance, like there's a bit of the crowd that follow the Social Elites. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And Tracy came out to.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Who is in the Social Elite now? Because obviously Devlin was. That seems to have gone off the boil.
It seems to be just Tracy because
it was Charlie Sterling as well for a while too.
It was Charlie Sterling, Paul Tracy, and Jordan Devlin.
Yeah.
But now here's Jordan Devlin making a run for the title.
Yeah.
Here's Charlie Sterling, who's teaming up with Zach Gibson.
Yeah.
It's basically on his own at the moment.
And anytime Sha Samuels is here as well, he teams up with Sha Samuels too.
Yeah. So it really isn't a Social Elite. It's just Tracy.
I think it's just Tracy. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Social Tracy. That's all it is.
The Social Tracy, pretty much. Yeah. Or the Tracy Elite, or whatever you want to call it. But Tracy came out, he low-blowed George Jr. and then idle after he insulted Tracy, calling him the Lord of the Spanner, and said so. And George Jr. then carried Idol out of the ring. It was actually very sweet. I think a few people sang Titanic in the crowds while he was walking away. So now, probably the most mental match, like there's always a mental match that happens in OT, and this is one of them. Like the Angel Cruisers, like Angel Cruiser and Be Cool, and Joey Janela taking on all three members of Kings of the North, Bonesaw, Damien Corvin, and Duncan Disorderly in a hardcore 6-man tag for the tag titles. Crazy match from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were all over the place. Like, you know, they dived. They dived very close to where me and Cormac were sitting. Like it was mad. Spots included Bonesaw superplexing Be Cool on top of everyone from the outside. Kings of the North attacking team P. Rick. The broken broomsticks, I think one hit broke, like it was like a kendo stick, but it broke against Bonesaw, and then there was one that Joey Janela tried to use, and as much as he tried, it just bent. So here's Angel Cruz, who broke it straight away. Joey Janela's was like this afterwards. It was like it was like the St. Louis Hoop or something like that. Like, so what else happened? The Angel Cruisers waxing Disorderly and Bonesaw. They got one of those wax strips, and I think both Bonesaw and Disorderly have like hairy chests. It was like got the hairs off, so it was kind of nasty. Janela giving the Death Valley driver to Corbin on a guitar. Like what he was trying to do it on the turnbuckle, but didn't break. And he did it on the ring canvas, and it just about broke. And at the start, I'm like, did it break? What happened there? Janela then sentoning on a chair that actually stuck a hole through the ring, actually. Like, because the chair actually was in such an angle that I put a hole through the ring, like so. And I remember seeing Corbin's face after, and thinking, is he breaking character? Slightly concerned about the canvas. What else happened? Angel Cruz. He tried to do here was Joey Janela, right, who got a baseball bat. And I don't know, there's just apparently he claims that he's doing eeny meeny miny mo with a baseball bat. Now, is that reference to a TV show? Because he said afterwards, I'd never seen the show, so I wasn't sure if it was something to do with TV.
It doesn't ring a bell straight away.
He wore a bandana across his neck,
yeah,
and said eeny meeny miny mo with a baseball. Does that mean something?
Oh, that's The Walking Dead.
That's Walking Dead.
That's The Walking Dead. That's it's like I haven't watched The Walking Dead or read the comics and so on.
Well, neither is Joey Janela. Apparently, he said, "I'm sorry, I know what this means, but I haven't watched the show."
Oh, it's a character called Negan.
Oh, okay.
He had he has a baseball bat, and he just basically kills who he wants.
But
and there was a famous scene in one of the started at one of the seasons.
Well, that was the scene, yeah.
Then he goes eeny meeny miny mo, and he kills one of the main characters off. You don't know which one it was going to be.
I see.
It was a cliffhanger from the end of one season to the start of another.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, Cruz baseball. Well, whilst he did that, Angel Cruz tried to do one better and light a baseball bat, but it actually it couldn't light. Like he tried to match it like 5 times, so they eventually gave up and Disorderly threw it into like one of those ice containers that would be in the bar. And despite many attempts, then Bonesaw, he tried to superplex, I think it was Janela, on a bunch of thumbtacks, and he ended up falling on the thumbtacks from the top rope. It was a nasty bump as well. No, yeah, it was. His back afterwards was in shreds. Bonesaw powerbombing Be Cool. Sorry, it was Corvin who actually went through the thumbtacks. Excuse me. It was Bonesaw who powerbombed Be Cool through a wooden board. It looked like a table. But the worst one was when Janela landed barefoot on the thumbtacks. He took off his shoes and he thumbbacked barefoot, and the reaction from the crowd.
Why?
I think what he was trying to do is he was trying to be Daredevil with the whole thing, and like by taking off his shoes, and then what happened? He was trying to double stomp on. I think it was Corvin. He missed, and oh my god, it was horrible. Like, it's one thing what's on the back, but it's on the feet.
Why?
Why? That shows how crazy he was. Decidedly then frog splash Cruz on the table, which didn't break from the top to the outside, and I think it really hurt Decidedly because he went. It was like a foam noise that went like that, and you can hear the crowd going, oh, like, you know, they can tell that wasn't supposed to happen, you know, that sort of way.
Yeah.
And that was it. Then Cruz was dragged into the ring to get pinned by Corvin. That was the match. It was the Kings of the North who actually showed respect to Janela, Cruz, and Cool after the match. So, because quite frankly, the punishment that was taken from all 6 men, rightly so, I suppose. So, now, Zach Gibson and Charlie Sterling took on Curtis Murray and Nathan Martin. Pre-match, Gibson, as you'd imagine, goes off, slating the crowd. And even the previous match with Sterling, dressed up as a British Bulldog, he was wearing like the Union Jack.
I saw the red pants.
Yeah. He was slated by the crowd a bit for that. So he was sweeping the canvas with the broom, like almost like look. Here's Gibson complaining how the canvas was ruined from the past match because of the few splatters of blood and the hole that was from the chair. Very good match anyway. It was Martin and Murray who gave Sterling and Gibson an awesome showing. Excellent high flying from both. I think there was one scene where I think Murray, he jumped up for a corkscrew, walked into the rope, and then somersaulted over, like so, stuff like that. But even Martin doing he did like a high fly spot, like, you know, the type of crossbody that Hiroshi Tanahashi does. Very similar style where he crouches and ups like that, and he did it all the way down there. So it's fair that's the way he does that. Like so, Murray almost beat Sterling as well, following a Belfast Destroyer, the version of the Canadian version of the Canadian Destroyer. Both Sterling and Gibson though pinned Martin and Murray at the same time after hitting the Doomsday device on Murray and a Spike Powell driver on Martin for the win. After the match, here's where it gets interesting. Gibson and Sterling gloated by saying that there's no more Irish competition. Out comes the Kings of the North to a huge pop. Huge pop.
So they're baby faces now?
I'll say their face.
Are they baby effing faces?
They're effing faces rather than baby effing faces, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
To confront Gibson and Sterling, and OTT said that OTT is their house and it challenged them to a title match for being the elite. Now they mentioned their friends, so I imagine Sha Samuels will be involved as well. It was mentioned in commentary by Don. It looks like it'll be 3-on-3 for the tag titles, so that's a good match as well.
Yeah.
I have a sneaking suspicion about that match, because let's bear in mind Kings of the North have been tag teams for over a year. It'll be a year by December comes.
Yeah.
I fear the worst.
No, I wouldn't think
We'll see. Ryan Smile, Scotty Davis took on the mystery opponent of Ryan Smile in his first OTT appearance since losing the title at WrestleRama. Excellent showing from Davis, like giving Ryan more than he can handle. And again, we say this all the time when we see Scotty Davis. He shows such great variety of skills. He's not just a very good high flyer, but his striking and his grounds and submission base is excellent at the moment. That's why he has these matches with Ryan Smile. And it was a quality match, very crisp. Almost made Smile submit to a Goma Plata before Smile raked Scotty's eyes, hit a brainbuster, and hit his Smile high, but Scotty kicked out, so thinking, oh my god, he could win this match. And then Scotty hit like a version of the Crossroads on Smile, but then Smile's foot was on the rope. Then Smile hit a low blow on Scotty, but were behind Scotty's back before beating him with a curve stomp for the match. And it was an excellent match, as I said. After the match then, Mark Haskins, who was originally supposed to take on Travis Banks tonight, but he couldn't appear due to travel issues, challenged Smile to an Improv 2 title match. Scotty distracted Smile, which Haskins took advantage of to quickly beat him with a Death Valley driver. Like a 2-minute match. So I have a feeling that could lead to a rivalry between Rod Smile and Scotty Davis. I'd like to see that again, because it was a class match. So, or even the chance where Scotty Davis could be the next guy, like the Irish guy, like, you know, so because he's getting a good few significant matches now. He wrestled 7 in the Garo last month.
A little too soon, I think, to be the next Irish guy. I think probably Smile and Scotty Davis, maybe to have a bit of a rivalry would work well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's that progression, like for Scotty Davis as well. And of course, the main events: Jordan Devlin versus Matt Riddle. The winner gets a title. They will get the opportunity to face Mark Haskins for the NLW title at Being the Elite. Terrific match. Plenty of suplexes, chop-offs, striking. The strength of Riddle in particular. Like, he had this move where he went from a gut wrench suplex 3 times and eventually hit it with a power bomb. It's effortless as well, like the way he did that. In the end, it was Devlin who hit a super destroyer on Riddle, but Riddle kicked out of 1, and then Devlin picked him up to hit him in the head and then finished him off with the package pile driver to a huge cheer, as you'd imagine, thinking, yes, he's finally got it. Mark Haskins then confronted Devlin after the match. To chance of next world champ, Haskins and Devlin had a very intense handshake / stare down for their title match on Being the Elite. So it sets the scene now. So what match that's going to be, like, that was released later on as to be the main event now for Being the Elite. Like, so there's a lot of class matches now to look forward to going into it. Like it seems like the final seeds, maybe not the final seeds, but certainly the majority of them are set down for Being the Elite. So
yeah, it looks like it's going to be a class match between Haskins and Devlin.
A lot of great matches to look forward to, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, we were just mentioning there off air some of the matches that were announced a while ago that we actually had forgotten about as well. And yeah, it's going to be a fantastic show. A great early Christmas present for all of us.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, I think matches that we haven't mentioned yet. Obviously, like the Young Bucks coming in.
The Young Bucks and Marty Scurll against
Dalton Castle and the boys. Well, I cannot wait for that match. I've been dying to see Dalton Castle since the first Discovery. I'm like, of all people from the Indies, bring him in.
A triple threat match as well with Cody, Ray Phoenix, and
Flip Gordon.
Flip Gordon coming back to Ireland, which I can't wait for.
Yeah, you're a huge fan of that Flip Gordon. So
he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a cool
Flip
guy.
is fantastic. Also, really nice guy as well, because I got the chance to talk to him afterwards. And he's just like, I've seen some of the matches that he's been in. He's gone while he was over in Mexico, and he's so good. And the thing is, he wrestles at the weekend, and he's in the army during the week.
I know you're saying. At one stage, though, because Flip Gordon is gone, because the Young Bucks are going to be there at one stage.
Oh, there's going to be a harmless rube. There's definitely going to be a harmless rube.
Has to be. Oh, there has to be. I can't wait.